It's March the 3rd, a grey and misty start here in North Yorkshire. We're on the upland fringe where the surrounding fields are actually classed as being unfavourable, yet are favoured by so many different species. I'm at the gate of my home, which is also the gate of my classroom. Every day is a learning day out here. Over the past 15 or 20 years, I've seen a decline in the curlews. Not just the numbers that are returning back to these fields, although they do seem to return back in good numbers up on the moors there, but the actual chick productivity. They don't seem to be producing an awful lot of chicks, and there's many reasons that are behind that. I'm hoping over the coming months to be able to get some films. You can hear the curlews in the background at the moment. Hope to get some films of the curlews and let you know how the successful are going in the nesting in the fields around us. I say hoping because last year was a particularly difficult year for the curlews in the area. We're all aware of the COVID and how we were all locked down and what happened with that. Just as the chicks were getting up and about, lockdown was lifted and the general public came out and thought the whole of the countryside was a playground and went wherever they possibly could, whether they had the right or not. So that certainly had an impact on the chick productivity of the curlew last year. Other things that affected him, we had a bit of a debate and a change over the general licence, so the corvids couldn't be controlled in the same manner as they had done in previous years, as well as some changes in the legislation to the stoat traps. Predation is a big part of conservation. We need to do predator control to help that, to conserve some of the species. It's not a case of eradicating one species for the benefit of the other, it's keeping the balance for many species. But it's not the only issue that is facing the curlew. On the predator control, we've got disturbance, and they're quite often linked because people come walking out with a dog, even on a lead. The lead tends to be 20 or 30 metres long and the dog goes wherever it wants. Other issues are trap damage. People come out here, see the trap, and there's a bit of a time now where people have been told to disturb and disrupt and damage the traps, which is actually not acceptable and it is illegal. The other thing we've got is traffic. It's not all motor cars. Quite often it is the cyclists that come through quietly, heading through the hills. 1 in 4, 1 in 5 steep hills. A great thrill to cycle down them. The curlew gets disturbed, it moves off to one side, it puts up the alarm call, and the chicks will run across the road, what are normally quiet, and sadly we do get some mortalities on the roads. Other issues, what I've seen recently is a huge rise in tick numbers, so the tick burden on our curlews should be really looked at to see if they're spreading the disease, but also the actual number of ticks that are on there. But then also what it's feeding on. What chemicals are we putting on our livestock and our pet animals, our domestic pets and dogs and cats that are coming out and doing their bits and pieces around the countryside. There's an urge now not to bag it, or if they do bag it, they're hanging on a fence, which is also wrong. And it's what is that doing to the insects and the invertebrates? What chemicals are we using that are affecting the food chain that the curlew will use? So that's a bit of an introduction there of what we're doing, where we're at up in the North Yorkshire, and I'll try my best to get some decent films or photographs of the curlews and the chicks as and when. Thank you very much for watching.